beautiful evening. Hope y'all are having a perfect day thus far. Hello, Beard! Yellow Beard, Jesus. Hope all is well. Just finally blasted some music to try to wake up a little bit. And my mom was quite stoked when Steve Miller Band started playing. Bee Gees too. She's a great fan of both. And reminded me to show her some Mason Jennings, which I haven't heard in a while. Oops. I have the comments here, guys. Wee bit nearsighted, maybe. So, these are what's left of what I found at Jupiter. And there are some really small shells. I have more, but I feel like it'll be really loud sifting through. A nice little scallop. But making these little specimen jars. This one's blue heron. Have a let me flip this around real quick. There's cat eye Shiva shell. Some not quite sea glass. I find these little tiny bits of glass at blue heron, but they almost glow, honestly. And a sea urchin spike. Anything I could fit in them. And really trying to spend full time there. Also, the structure didn't sell yet. A bunch of people are interested in it though, and the guy messaged me back to work out a deal, and I am too stunned to speak, honestly, because if I could somehow make it work, it's, in the grand scheme of things, not that much. And the potential of just human activity that would flood that place is just, the last 5 years, life has just been in that shifted state for me, and it kind of sucks. And you know, the ocean is great, everything's great, but haven't really got anything going since the shit show. But so, and I'm from a small little coastal craft town, green markets and music festivals every freaking day. You know, when there's a blackout, everyone heads downtown with flashlights, and a few restaurants sell what they can. It's just a speed unlike any I have been able to find elsewhere. I'm sure it's on over here. No offense. It's a beautiful area. I just can't breathe. I wish I could be doing nothing other than sitting on the coast. And I'm sure a lot of people share that desire. And so trying to find work, play, life, existence in general, just like a quarter-mile maximum from coastline. And I've been on the planet for a while, pretty fluid as far as like stuff that I want or am interested in. You know, that changes a lot, but what I need sure as heck doesn't. And the need is real for that salty air. And so after the 29th, I'll be able to get back to like work and clean the boat, because there's little things I could be doing in the meantime. And I want to go to Renfest so bad, a Ren Fair. I've never been. I also have never been to Comic-Con. Last year was the first time, and it was a small little local one. What a treat. I really want to take my mom because, to both, honestly. She loves the 80s and also fairies. So both places I feel like would be quite enjoyable. I always wonder why Lake Worth didn't have a Ren Fair. It would be perfect. And if the water was a little bit less poisonous, like, it's bad. My dad jumped off the pier. Long story short, he was hospitalized with MRSA, and but it would be so sick to have it there. And it's like on water. If the water was cleaner, oh, that's what I was saying. They could have like boats and all that. But I have beef jerky stuck in my teeth. This was left here, and I found it, and it was very good, dear Lord. And but very nice. And I got a bathing suit finally, because bathing suits are not hard to. It's not easy to come by, surprisingly. Maybe I stretched it a lot already. You hear that? The elastic's bad! I can't believe it. So that crack, it won't stretch back to shirt's cool though. I feel predacious. Cause I do like swimming a lot in the really busy spots, cause there's so much to see and so much to get on camera, but and so much to swim with. But I've been trying to pick bathing suits that look less. Ever since I heard yum yum yellow, I've been a little bit more careful. I already know not to wear like bathing suits with anything shiny, rhinestones or sequins. Tons of barracuda. There are so many. Actually, last time swam under the big bridge, Big Blue, if you will. Holy crap! There's always barracuda, but there were so many, and they're such characters. They're very fast. They're, I think, one of the fastest fish. And ooh, let me get the charger. But they could sit there motionless, and they have the most indescribable faces. Honestly, I posted a short of a barracuda head. They get real big. And but I regret not taking it, because that would have been an incredible specimen, and would have fed plants. Could have stuck it in the worm barrel. And hello, Trunks. Welcome to Southeast Florida. Currently in the swamp, from the coast, and trying to get fully dedicated to back to the Atlantic coast, because there's really a lot to do here and a lot to see, and still waiting for a call from FWC, trying to get to planting some coral. More than happy to do so. There's a dive trail, and that's where the fishing pier I've been at is. It's open till 10. Can't find any spots open later than that. And but you're essentially fishing from a pier on a reef. It's wild. It's one of the most accessible little reefs or habitats I currently know of, excluding some spots in Jupiter. Any inlet spots is going to be like host to many different life forms, and Blue Heron is a killer spot for starfish, and I think someone called it Starfish City. I'm sure there's a few places referred to as that, but tons of starfish, seahorse. I haven't seen the octopus yet, and so one shark just calmly swimming through. Tons of parrotfish, and they're huge, shit sand, and yeah, the barracudas are so. This camera doesn't zoom in any way, but, and I don't want to get too close, even though they're, passed by hundreds of people a day, and I'm sure a lot of people swim right up to them. But they veer, and I just want to get their faces so bad. I can't even, like, it's just the strangest expressions on their face, and they can sit there motionless. And when you swim by them, they just turn. Only a few times I've seen in person, like on the beach, see them every now and then, by the pier extensively, but here they're just, gosh, they just love it. And Code Block actually got it on footage, one eating, accidentally, and I seen one eat, and it's crazy. You could hear it, just like a cartoon crunch sound. And derpy. They're usually quite small. Last time, I don't know the schedules of a lot of these species' lives yet, and but it was the first time I saw like pretty dang big ones, and by the boat docks, little babies live like that big. They're so freaking cute. They don't look real. They look like a lure, honestly. And hello, Nick Farrow. I hope you're having a beautiful day. And my mom's still here. And watching The Conners, which, as someone who grew up with Roseanne on the TV, I cannot believe it. It's so dark. Like, I get that it was supposed to be like a more real sitcom than what was on at that time. But oh my god, I keep walking by and overhearing it, and I'm like, no way, that's what happened to that one. Yeah. Oh yeah, here's that little card. This is, I see diving / fishing, but a lot of these are reef fish. You don't really have to worry about hooking things that are going for plants. But I mean, a lot of fish do get crustaceans and stuff like that. Really incredible. I also did finally see a flounder. It was a baby flounder in a swimming setting. And yes, the man of war, oh yes. Hello, Trevor76. And jellies, it's the season for jellies down here now. Moon jellies? Let me make sure that's it. They didn't ship my dang backpack yet. So excited to have a backpack. Because all my bags are just moon jelly. So it's moon jelly season here now. Which I didn't get any footage of it. There's one right, I was on the fishing pier. It's just, I found my pattern, my life pattern, and let it swim, and then fish when tired, and then swim when tired, and then fish when tired. And I'm totally set for that. And trying to work out a way where I can not only do that 24/7, but also put in work towards it, as in any form of refuse or trash, which is funny. The fishermen get so much shit for fishing lines and the thing. I'm more than happy to go get them. And some of the stuff is expensive, so I'm more than happy to get them. And I find, though, more dive inserts than I do fishing tackle at this point. And I know there's a lot of people that go and recover line. I'm not the only one. And there's groups, and not just line, any garbage. But they never mention that. All the divers, I love the divers a lot. I'm talking about like on Facebook groups where like the drama is on full display, and let's put this down a little bit, and but they'll never mention that. It's always like the fishermen, and but got a big old stack of dive inserts, the plastic inserts, and broken rings from the things. It's just fun. So yeah, because I see it on groups for diving, and I'm on groups for fishing there, and it's definitely it's definitely interesting to witness, because I consider myself just kind of like an enjoyer of the coast and a little bit of all of that. So I just it's pretty intense. I did catch a diver accidentally. So when the you could be fishing all day on the pier, but as soon as it hits that tide that is like just ideal swimming, you should be in the water anyway, because it's freaking amazing down there. And but all these divers will appear out of thin air, and you'll see the dive bells everywhere. Which usually I'm in the water at that point, so usually one of those dive bells will be me. And, but I caught the yellowfin Majara, and I think it seeked. What's the past tense of seek? Is it? It suck sauce. It sunk sauce. Whatever it is. Oh, live streams like really do make me. I'm a very shy person. I will say that. Quite quiet. But for some reason I can talk my head off in these, but my brain definitely mushes up a bit. Past tense. Let's see. Saw it. Jeez. Saw it. The fish saw it. Hello Spencer, happy day as well. Which also finally got to listen to that. Oh Happy Day by Edwin Hawkins. I haven't heard that song in years. And it's just something like I would hear in passing. I haven't heard it in years. One of my favorite songs is Castles in the Sky, and making a new beach mix. Slack Tide, exactly that. Oh, that sounds really fun. Because when the tide, it's fast. When it's coming in and going out, fast. So what kids do on the East Bridge is they jump off one side and then they get sucked through the other and climb up and repeat that 100 times. The little East Bridge, people are, I don't know if they're allowed to jump off it. Nobody says anything, and it's really fun. It's not easy to come by cliffs. There's a ridge, come to find out, in Jupiter. I don't know if I posted the short on it. I couldn't believe it. I was just going through Cato's Bridge, right by the lighthouse in Jupiter. And nice nature preserve going down the coast. And went down one little path, preferred path. Just definitely not a path that they put in. It was just path from constant foot traffic. So I did that, and it was a whole ridge, quite high up. And oh, I love Sticks. I like Sticks a lot. Sticks in Boston, I always, for some reason, spacey. Recently discovered Voids? No. Who was that? I'm on a pixel art forum called Pixel Joint, and is it Voids? Playlists. I think some pixel art music. I finally discovered the perfect shoe. They're called Earth Runners, and they're like as little shoe as possible. Flip-flops or sandals are pretty commonplace here in Southeast Florida. However, I can't keep them on my feet, and I slip and slide, and I trip a bit. So I've been trying to find some decent shoes that are open, because I usually just wear Keds, because it's just easy when boots aren't necessary. And it just then, after a while, I have really white feet, and I try to avoid that because the sun is really intense down here, and you go out in it and you're cooking a little bit, and I haven't done much out here. The fishing is, there is a nature preserve that I could cross into with a canoe and cross the canal and like walk into it. No cell service though. I can't find anybody who's down to do that. And it's a hunting. It's not. Well, it's a nature preserve. It's hunting grounds, and there is stocked ponds, and of fish that all look exactly the same, in my humble saltwater opinion. But there are some invasives that I want to try. Bullseye sheep's head, bullseye snake's head, and huge. And I couldn't tell. Let me look it up before I say it. I think it just doesn't look. So it is a freshwater fish? Lake, swamps, and rivers. Interesting. The clown knife fish. And I've seen it in pictures before, but I think that, like, the pictures I see, they're always so silvery. Really pretty, honestly. Weird looking. Really weird looking. Clown knife fish. And I just kind of assumed it was saltwater, and it's not. It's invasive. Really weird fish. Right? Clown knife fish. So what Facebook. I really want to go down south. The Keys, really. God, I wish. I have Miami. Ferris wheel. For some reason, Ferris wheels don't do it for me. I love heights. For some reason. Maybe like one of those where it's like an enclosed box. But I always end up sitting on the floor. Something about them. I really like heights. I really like rides, flying, all that. But I don't know. I've made anything like this. What is it called? I thought it was called I Miami. I really want to see this in person. The original glass is, I think, at the like Coast Guard's Museum. And it is Lighthouse. Well, not Miami. It's I think a little bit. Hey, thank you, Nick Barrett. And you as well. Hope your day is as perfect as possible. I feel pretty decent. I think I was just focusing on too much. And having one, like, focus has been almost like a huge weight lifted. I just, everyone has their forever flow, I feel. And, what was important? It's just gonna make life so much easier, because carrying stuff like this is a lot more difficult than carrying it on your back, and I could carry a lot of weight on my back, so anything with straps. I'm also looking for a cart, but because a lot of times you gotta walk quite a ways to do shoreline fishing, and I really want to get into that. What a great way to practice casting. Impossible distances. That's always been a huge favorite of mine though, because you could go in the water, you can swim and fishing. And sometimes you see people doing that at Blue Heron, but the lifeguards are quick with that whistle. And it seems like anytime I do something, I get whistled by a disappointed lifeguard. I was trying to get some bait at the wall, and the lifeguard whistled at me. I was like, if you're gonna snorkel, you have to go over here. I'm like, oh, it's low tide. I'm not gonna be doing much snorkeling. I'm not gonna be able to see anything. Low tide is kind of... Let me see Duty Brown. It's intense. But anywho, I have a few things I gotta do today. I still haven't gotten the tent put together. It's just been raining, and rain usually stops. Like, it goes months without rain. It's pretty brutal. But it hasn't. The last few days it's just been... I really wanted to try to get some yard sailing in, but now it's Monday, so a whole nother week. But I want to magically come across some more stuff for outdoors. And I have my eye on a Cabela's tent thing. It's a cot tent, so that's all you need. It's quite literally just a place to sleep out of the elements, because all other time will be spent doing stuff. And it's really neat. So I'm trying to find a used one. Cot it doesn't have to be this exact one. But I don't know why this always evaded me, because this is ideal. If that's not perfect, and if it rains, you're not gonna get wet. It's already elevated. Ideal, because mosquitoes can get pretty brutal on the coastline. It's almost strange sitting outside still, because out here I have to walk around like it's bad. Like 6 in the morning and you're covered. Like, you could just be outside and go like that, and you're like, like little blood spots on, like, that's why I wear pretty much rags for the most part out here, because clothes do not last long between just about everything. Just about everything. The mosquitoes, hard water. Well, if you have like a treatment thing, it's not bad, but it takes a different kind of strength, one that I'm not sure I harness. Wow, Dutch Harbor. That's as classic as it gets. That's really incredible. So, I'm gonna guess either crab or salmon. A friend of mine from middle school is fishing in Alaska right now for salmon, and it really a treat to be able to see just posts of bears and beautiful abyss, real clean fish. I mean, as clean as one can get. Another thing that hurts living so far inland is not really being able to keep track of patterns, because I wish I could have a notebook and every single day wrote down exactly what I saw in this one little corner of the world, and I start seeing patterns and stuff, but the distance is soul shattering. And they're building mass housing right here. I don't know why they would do that to humanity. It's gonna start flooding. That's my biggest worry too. Like what happened in Sarasota. Those people are emotionally sound, because I'd be losing my mind. Because a lot of this is happening because of the overdevelopment. Like Fort Lauderdale, the airport was underwater, and concrete is strong, it's like cool and all that, nice. It doesn't absorb water, so all the water just gets pushed elsewhere, and places flood because there's no place for the water to go. And now that Jimmy Buffett's gone, people think that they could just develop anything in Florida. Which just reminded me, they're taking more of Jonathan Dickinson State Park to make another golf course. We have more golf courses than Scotland, probably. The birthplace of golf, I think, I'm guessing, because all the plaid and the wool hats. I'm done with golf. Golf is cool. Alright? Seems like a great time. I played once, a little buzzed at the time. It was fine. But, and people are not happy. It's a state park. And it's, I don't know. The thing is like, I don't know much in regards to politics, and I don't pretend to. Ron DeSantis had a small, I don't know anything about the dude. I had a little bit of respect for me because he said no to companies backed by the literal CCP buying Florida land. And I was like, hell yeah. I think. I don't know. Just that sounds scary, okay? No CCP, no Bill Gates. It's Florida. America. But, it just sounds scary as shit. And, there's already tons of intense, infrastructure here. Like, I hear jets being tested all the time. And, but, anyway, what he put as, like, the dude in charge of national parks or whatever is, like, a professional golf player or some shit. And then one of the parties was wearing, I get they're not taking the whole thing, but there's not a lot of natural Florida left. There really isn't. Unless you want to go inland, but who wants to do that? Not me. Not me. Not me. It's the face of trauma. And acceptance. But anyway. It's an intense state. I love Florida. It is my forever home. Born and raised here, and I will never leave. But I don't know what they were thinking. The early pioneers. I'm not talking about the native humans that mastered the landscapes effortlessly. Well, I don't know effortlessly, I wasn't there. But I'm talking about the people that are like, oh, this would make a great spot for a building. I don't know what they were thinking. Glad they decked out those things. I don't know much about. I mean, I know like the basic Florida stuff, but it all sounds awful when you say it out loud. So I don't often. But a lot of messed up history down here. But the people that are alive now are all that matter to me, and they all love it. So, and more people isn't a bad thing. It's the developments, really. And I can't remember the last time I seen an orange farm. Granted, the ones I remember seeing were all fried and abandoned, but I think I also recently learned potassium. I don't know what else. And sugar. The sugar industry is just, I don't even put sugar in my coffee. Fuck the fan whores. They're pretty much everything that's wrong with everything. I'm not entirely sure, but I know that they keep poverty in their areas at an all-time high for forever labor, and they pollute the shit out of everything. And the sugar, but mass scale anything is going to be quite intense to exist around, and I do get it pretty much goes to every corner, at least America. I don't know. I don't know if we, I'm gonna look it up. Do we export sugar? Florida sugar export. Oh. So we do export the shit out of sugar. I heavily bias. That's really it. I'm really biased when it comes to my friend. Defended himself and was incarcerated for a year and a day, meaning he had to go to like the prisons out west and forcibly farmed, and it's just ruined his life for sure. When am I gonna hear this? So I'm just going to so we export. Well, we're the 4th largest exporter of poultry and eggs. And aquaculture. A lot of water. Florida's like a machine. It really is. So I used to say it all the time. Especially when people don't know what to do. It's like we live in a tourist state, and there's tourist attractions worldwide. Every inch of this planet is the most beautiful inch of this planet in existence. Florida, there's a lot going on at all times. We don't get snowed in. We get trapped inside a lot though. Lightning, rain, like rain, and might not last very long, but you can't see like 5 feet in front of you. And hail, that was pretty sweet. Finally saw it out here. Perfectly round ice. I've been wanting to see hail since I was a kid, and not by way of like glass smashing, but because I know it could get really intense. Seen plenty of videos, but never in person, so I can never pick up a hailstone and be like, holy shit, that's ice. Is that what you're? Yeah, probably. Oh, and the orange juice is it's become undrinkable. Unless you get fresh squeezed orange juice from a Cuban restaurant, the orange juice is undrinkable. Natalie's was my favorite, and Indian River. Like, Natalie's, Indian River, Florida's natural, whatever. Most pulp. But it all tastes like not the same at all. Like And so the only place I'll drink orange juice now is from Chevron, because a lot of the Chevrons have a Deliciosa bakery, and they have the best pastries. They have one that's a pastry with ground beef, like a sweet pastry, ground beef, or chorizo. And I think is that pork? Ground meats. I think it said carne. That's beef. But really good. And the best coffee also. If you want an actually effective coffee, Chevron, downtown Lake Weir. And the one on Forest Hill also. But that's all I know. The coffee is wow. And I know it's espresso, tiny little bit of it, and then all milk. The first time I was like, man, I'm weak as hell. I wish I didn't say it cream and sugar or whatever, because it's just milk and sugar. And sometimes if you're really nice, they'll put whipped cream in it. Anyway, greatest coffee possible. It's like $1 more than Dunkin' Donuts, and like $2 less than Starbucks, and really hail in Florida indeed. And I only really hear about it out west, and out west to me would be Wellington, Palm Beach Gardens, Waxahachie, that new city. I'm really biased. Everyone is. I know that. I know that now. No, I'm just kidding. But, I am. I gotta top off some coffee because looks like the sun wants to come out. In which case, all I have to do is pack up a tent and hope it's dry in there. With this last few days of rain, it's probably going to erupt in growth, especially Spanish needle, and really easy to pull and a really useful plant. But it the cassava is already like out of control, which again is great. It's great famine food, a great shield from neighbors. No, just kidding. But privacy hedge. It will take over though extensively, and if a branch breaks, every notch or every notch will root and produce huge tubers. Huge. I wanted a small control I wanted a small controlled corner of the stuff, and it's intense. But you know what? Ain't nothing. Is what is. That's it. I finally get that now. And it's like, life is so temporary. What does it matter if it's here or under a bridge in the grand scheme of things? So the cassava will go how the cassava goes. Really nice plant though. I'm gonna grab some coffee. Ramble. quiet out there. Like outside. Really intensely quiet, honestly. And like dirt roads, which was pretty cool. Actually voted to keep the dirt roads. A lot of people, new people moving in, want it all paved. It's an equestrian area. And one dude, it's like, I haven't seen a horse in 20 years. And it's like, bro, you gotta look at your window once in a while then. Live next to a place that, horse riding classes. And, it's quite nice. And, like, she's been here, I think she said 30 or 40 years. Did not want it paved at all. And, yeah, you don't see ATV kids anymore, which, I say kids, but people all ages. Dirt bikes, ATVs, but they're trying to make it, like, a different place. And, people are understandably up in arms about it, because in the middle of like Florida swamp, and it's just been so quiet. No music blasting, no ATVs. It's mid-change, and it's kind of a drag, honestly. And that's why I say vote yes for strip club. Damn prudes. But they, like, for instance, they don't want the truckers parking their rigs at their houses anymore. This area is essentially built by truckers, and so they have to pay rent to store their trucks now. Why? And not bothering anybody besides maybe the people that are moving in. That, like, I don't get it. I don't get it. And then I'm going to find out real estate agents are telling people that this area is known for crime, and they should move into this gated hunk of whatever. And it used to be an orange field, and then across the way was a cow farm. Now neither exists. For 40,000 houses that in a few years no one's going to want to live in. I can't see it going well. A lot of these massive developments end up falling through or put on a standstill, and this was for a good while. And it just, like, when you see it via drone, it looks like an infestation. I'm a little bit of an asshole when it comes to developers, not software developers. It's just like these weird land grabs for mass housing. Like, who's gonna be forced to live there in the future? And there's not gonna be very much outdoor seating. I don't know. I should stop talking, cause it's just change. But it's wild to see it like this close, but also this far out in the freaking nowhere. And to be told the crime is bad in this area, which it is not. Like, I live in a very, very pro firearm area. A lot of people's there's swamp buggies. All you hear is shots going off and hunters across the canal. And there's American flags hanging off of just about anything that could possibly carry one. And a lot of Marines, a lot of vets, and Florida swamp, and tacky houses indeed. And there's no yards. People bought out here to have chickens, cows, horses, that kind of thing, which it does still exist today. Jesus. I can't help but read some of my timeline on Facebook and just see how eroded people's understanding has become in regards to understanding that people excluding themselves in fact exist. And people excluding themselves have a range of necessities and desires and goals and things they have to do. And it's gotten to be one big old joke, in my opinion. And I haven't talked to many people in person, because it's just gotten to be one big debate. And I love debating, I do. But not like, if you ask something, you get labeled this or that. I just don't have it in me. And I just go, oh, sweet, I didn't know that. Cool. Nice. But, I don't know. There's this, like, meme going around that's like, ah, and the person just flies away. And that's kind of mentally where I am. In regards to a lot of things. Because I it's everyone's judgy, and I love that for us all. It's just a lot of people are just going full force into, like, I don't know. I just can't wait for this year to be over, quite frankly. And I don't know if I didn't plan on voting, but I feel like it's getting scary. And I don't know much, but I know when I want to avoid something, and I can't help but be a little jaded. I don't know. It's just really exhausting. It's tearing people apart, like something I've never personally seen. And I just can't wait for the year to be over. Ooh, very nice snack. Heck yes. Well, if you ever visit them, feel free to stop by Blue Heron Bridge. That is probably where I want to make everything happen. I want a little store that everyone could sell, like, whatever they have or find, and like maybe whoever fills the bucket first gets a 6-pack. Something, you know what I mean? And it's such a perfect spot. If you look up Phil Foster, that's it. And what Phil Foster? Phil Foster is in Riviera Beach. That's where Blue Heron Bridge is, and that is so unassuming. And oh my gosh, but you spend 2 seconds with a pair of goggles on your face down there. It's now, I don't know your swim history. However, this is essentially reef, shallow, very accessible. A lot of, like, if you wanted to see that, you would have to go quite a bit offshore, and or at least by boat. This, you just walk into the water and bam, massive angelfish, huge angelfish, eels, tons of starfish. There's always starfish, always. Gorgeous plant life under the bridges. That's where it's at. It's pretty. So, what part is your aunt and uncle moved to? Oh, she was born here. Heck yes. There is a part of me that is oddly excited in living in another Florida bubble. because it happened in the 50s. A lot of the houses are from that era where a lot of people moved here or moved back, and like, and then in the 20s, of course, the deco. That's why there's deco building. There's always like these like triggers pulled with fascinating or Florida fascination, just like any state. And I do sell objects, so I don't mind like being in front of a flood, and it, I'm so used to like either not talking to many people from here, a lot of tourists or a lot of people visiting, and recommending spots, that it's just the developers that really grind my gears. But oh, Destin! Every time I see like price catches or like huge specimens, it's always Destin. Always Destin. Dying to check out Destin. It's Destin and Islamorada, the two, like, granted the list changes a lot because there's a lot of really, that's why I never really foresee myself leaving the state. I did try to move to Colorado years ago, made it 3 months, woke up back in Florida, and Destin seems wild. Crab Island. Where is that? Oh, it's up there! Why didn't I know that? I thought it was like, what? I knew it was west of Gainesville. I mean, like north. But I thought it was west of Gainesville. I mean, technically it is. And that's where Panama City Beach is. Dang it. I need to look at maps more. There's so many spots. And every portion of the planet has endless spots. I did not conceptualize it all the way over there. That's really cool. Oh, nice. Air Force Museum. Okay. That is intense. A lot of nice water up there. I like seeing where all the water, like channels, because that's just endless spots. Ooh, I bet under that bridge is legit. I always say, like, oh, I'm just gonna live under a bridge. I've said that my whole life, just as, like, you know, a thing to say. I don't know. When I'm expressing discontentment, I suppose. I don't know. But needless to say, paradise is often under bridges. It's just, I just wish I knew that sooner. The next spot I'm trying to get to is Sebastian, which is a little bit north on the East Coast, but their inlet you could camp, and you have to schedule it months in advance because the spots go really quick. Why didn't I know Destin was that? Two Tri-County. Here's Riviera. original Coast Guard for that area is right there. And JFK bunker. Destin fishing is insane. It's always Destin. This dirge. What's that? Oh my god. It's a cobia. It's a real big cobia. Really delicious. They've gained, I don't want to say they gained in popularity because they might have been always popular in like certain areas. And but on his younger, like only the older generation would even ever talk about them. And they're so good. Really should have had my whole dang life dedicated to catching them. If they produce so much food. And oh man, that's so sweet. Oh yeah, is that golf? Let me look up the charts. Because the Gulf is like underneath it, then there is all that water. So what would that be? I'm just gonna look quickly at this. The nipple. Wow, I didn't know that. The nipple, the elbow. I can't make out the other ones. And the Gulf. Trying to see how deep it is because I know it's shallow for such a long time on the west coast here. Is that in feet? Okay, so it's about 50. Come back up here. Wow. So it's like one. God damn. What is that? Excuse me. It's just a very big state. I was talking to Kobach about that because he's from Scotland. And he was like, yeah, well, you don't even have a passport. I don't need one. Got Tennessee and Oregon. I mean, it takes like 13 hours to drive out of the state. And, can't hop on a train to Italy, but I could definitely hop on a train to Georgia. I love Georgia. Savannah is one of my favorite places. I love the old towns. St. Augustine's really nice. Savannah is just, I think it's like my Hawaii. And, like, Riverwalk. The cobblestones that are very cobbly. Alright, so it's not that far off coast where you gotta get, like, oh. Okay, so that's like 1,000 feet. That's crazy. What was the lake? Ah, there's a Venus. Venus, Florida. Slowly getting St. Pete. I just wanted to see how far off coast until you get like deep. Almost there. Okay. What clock? I gotta zoom out. I think I got lost. No, it's so close. Whoa. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. We gotta go far. You guys? I mean, not that different. I just hear it's so shallow. Like, the kid, Sterling Grover, has never been found. 80 miles off the coast of Sanibel went missing, fell off a fishing vessel, and, not a single thing. And rest in paradise for sure. I could look at this for hours. There's so much information. And so many wrecks. Structure. It's just the charts for the area. Really need to look through these. Yes, I did listen to Smart, and I thank you very much for the recommendation. I really like Ween and The Mentors. I really do like stuff with comedic relief, and this shit was fire. Just threw on the bullets, the greatest hits collection. Just threw that on. It was fantastic. My mom really likes just about every genre also, and she had no problems with it at all. My mom's really into music, all genres. When I was in 4th grade, I went through a oh. Interesting. Alright. Well, I think I should probably eat something. And maybe my mom's something to eat. Everything is frozen. May not have, See, I thought there was a whole thing of eggs. And so I had mentally mapped a week worth of nutrient-dense meals, but I don't have eggs. And, dangerously close to being out of butter, and I might have to take a little bit of a bike ride through the Florida swamp to gather some raw ingredients. And yeah, so probably gonna have to do that, so I should probably check the weather. And it is not fun getting stuck under anything I can find with an e-bike that decides to not work for a good few hours after having a single raindrop fall upon its battery. Even though it's completely sealed, there is no water at the connectors. It knows somehow, but could have been coincidence. But it's got tiny wheels and it's heavy because it's an e-bike. It's just that, you know, the most affordable one that Amazon had, and to get around this, nothing is walking distance, hardly biking distance is a Publix, and not complaining. It is a little over 5 years, and I haven't really gotten us anywhere besides a disintegrating soul piece, I think. But yeah, e-bikes are great, and I cannot wait to take it to Lake Worth, where it's going to be such a treat to be able to zoom around. I have a 3-wheel bike at my parents', which I keep meaning to bring some stuff to sell from the back, and to call the pier to see if I could bring it on the pier. I don't see why not, because people's like their live bait wells and stuff like that could get bigger than that, and I would have all my tackle and stuff in the back. I could walk to the pier for my parents, but it would be nice to have like that. And I love biking around Lake Worth. It's my favorite sport, if you will. So many little cottages, and everyone's landscaping crazily right now. So like plants I've never seen before, leaf structures I've never seen before, seeds that I might give a go next time. Next time I appreciate plants again. Can't live on plants. And growing them is tough without water. I have 2 water barrels. And just I kept losing track of like the ability to maintain a bunch of potted plants without any form of irrigation, no soil other than what I can produce, and cannot ride the bike on the beach. Our sand is very loose and very coarse. If it had big tires, like big tires, there is, I forgot what beach, and it's around in these parts that you could actually drive on. And but really coarse sand. Maybe by the water line. It would be so nice. So nice. But down A1A, which just goes right down, it's like the beach road in between condos and beach. And a lot of spots to check out. A lot of them will have like one has a tennis court that it's just not being used, and like hundreds of thousands of blue crabs. It's incredible. And unfortunately, in doo-doo water, sewage, doo-doo brown sewage, and so save them for the brave. I'm trying to find cleaner spots that they enjoy. The crabs just like they're about that life, so they're really, really good wild there. But I really want to try soft shell crab, because that's just blue crab when they're molting. And I forgot. These are really good. You have to hide them from your mom. Made with peach barbecue relish. some ground beef in the freezer that my childhood friend raised and processed. I don't know if she did all that, but she raises cows now. They're really good. Pork and peaches. Anywho, thank y'all for joining. I hope y'all have a beautiful day. My mom's phone still isn't working. And it won't let me change to like Wi-Fi calling. Call preferences isn't even like clickable. It's just faded out. So I don't know why it won't work. There's no cell service out here. It's internet. Internet or nothing. And my phone hasn't been working at all. Unless it's connected to Wi-Fi. Well, that's why I haven't had any streams outside. Only streams on a bike. Any fishing stream. Any outdoor streams in the least. But hopefully within the next 2 weeks I will officially excuse me. Hopefully within the next few weeks I'm on a different cell service because I tried to wait it out, but just getting charged for a paperweight. And yeah, just it's going to be a huge pain because everything is linked. It's like the phone number and through phone. I can't stand it. I like being able to just lose a phone and be fine, or break a phone and be fine, or switch cell services and be fine, and not get blocked out of like things I can't even think of until I need it. So a little bit of a drag, and I don't want to lose any pictures. And this computer can't handle anything else. And it's just a gateway anyway. Now I'm trying to study for my boat license, but I can't say focus long enough. Starboard, port, bow, stern. Got that far. Trying to blast through the navigation right now, just in the waterways, and because that's where I'll be spending most of my time. And I really want to understand all portions of it, not just blast through it to get the card. I think that actually is one of the reasons why there's been just absolute mayhem on the water, which is always going to be like that, but back then you had to learn how to drive a boat. Now you just go online and you answer a few questions, and I think that false sense of like confidence, if you will, and it's very easy to take on water. When you take on water, it's very easy to capsize, and I don't want to experience that at all. I don't want to lose people or belongings. I don't want to I don't want to mess up out there at all. And so I've been taking it really slow and really repetitive, watching the same thing over and over again until it becomes like a song, a beautiful song that rings through my ears throughout all the years. And yeah, so yeah, it's all good stuff to know anyway. And if you get your boating card, then you could use jet skis. Anybody born after 1988 needs a card. and which I'm not too worried about it. I don't mind it very much because I do want to know all this, and my dad's back is too bad to go out, so I can't learn from him. I'm on my own with that one, and then I'll be able to drive his boat because my dad's out there to fish, and ever since I was a kid, I was the one driving anyway. But I think just times are different, and can't afford no tickets, so and yeah, it's all really valuable information. If you look up study guide, loading study guide, how valuable, widely interesting, and stuff like that. Because I watch a lot of wavy boats and stuff like that. Just trying to really see where other people go wrong, so I could avoid any form of mistake. Which mistakes are unavoidable. I just don't want to capsize or take on that. It is both very terrifying and I'm guessing very expensive. So I don't know. Wanna pretty much just drive my focus into all things coastal, and I can learn quick, especially hands-on. So I've been trying to find people's boats to volunteer on, to clean, to just observe, and I'll bring my own sandwiches. And it's like handmade goods, missing grunt work, and I learned best hands-on, and just the timing. So far inland, so it's a chore. And when I do make it to my parents' house, things just all instantly fly right into the air. Mayhem. But hopefully by the time I'm there next, I'll have a different cell service. I could stream a little bit of that, because it is what it is until it isn't. And I really like the internet because it enforces everything into that forever of lasting, and it's going to be a treat. Seeing these, I think, 5 years from now, or 10 years from now, or forgetting about them completely. Who knows? But I think there's a lot of value in that. Personal value. I don't mean like value for mankind, but yeah. And this is the extent of my social life. Happy trails. Love y'all. I hope you have a beautiful day. Thank you, Nick Farah, for hanging out. I'm always here, so never hesitate. And never hesitate for any recommendations, be it spots, music, movies, and more. That was a CD place, well, a music shop. And I remember when I was a kid, I went to get Piper at the Gates on Pink Floyd's first album. First, like, studio, I don't know how you'd say. But the lady was not a pleasant human being. She's like, I shouldn't even sell you this. And I was like, actively cussing myself. What did I do? And I was like, well, this is not like, I don't know. Anyway, happy trails. Thank you. Have a great day also. Happy trails, and all the, let me try to come up with the saying. Tight lines till the end of time.